PC is really important for us in Scandinavia, and is there something special you can tell us about the PC version of the game? Will you really take benefit of the more horsepowers?
Usually higher resolution textures are definitely part of the PC SKU. We're doing dedicated servers this year, which you've heard. There's going to be mod tools released as well. Cool. So, there's a gentleman within Treyarch named Caesar, and Caesar is really sort of the advocate for everything PC. So really sort of pushing the envelope on everything that's PC based. Now, like an example, Wager Match is a client-side game, so that was sort of a challenge for us to figure out how we were going to do with the game, but it's something that he really focused on so that people wouldn't be griefing that at all. So that's something that it's going to be fully featured. Everything that's in the console version is going to be in the PC SKU. So it's where it's going to be a stellar game, just like it has been in the past.
Cool.
I guess I'll go back to a question I asked previously because we kind of got into the customizing and talking about cash. Just again, the contracts and wager matches.
Right. So the currency. Sorry, I should have just said. Wait a minute, you didn't answer my question. So with currency, so now that I've unlocked currency, and you know how that works and how I spend it. Right. So the way the contracts work is just another way to use it. So there's ways to earn more currency either via contracts or wager match mode. So the way the contracts work is that there's 3 different types of contracts. There's mercenary, operations, and specialist contracts. So if you go into mercenary contracts, and these are constantly changing. So if you see here, new contracts will be available in about 18 hours, and these will just cycle. The team can sit there on their end and say, okay,
you can change these on the fly.
We can change these on the fly, because all it is saying, hey, look, we're going to take this stat, this stat, and this stat, and combine them all together, and this is your new contract. Right. So what's great about this is these are challenges people are going to sit there and can just go and go, oh, what are the new contracts? Cool, I want to do that. And just have new sort of challenges that you can play over and over again. So, this is a pretty basic one. Call it attack dogs as a kill streak reward. Okay, well, it's 400 comp points, and I'm going to get XP and money. And I've got to do it within 40 minutes of game time. So all of them have a time modifier against them. So you're really playing against the clock. Let's go ahead and it smells like victory. Napalm. Okay. So call it napalm in a single match. I'm going to get a reward, I'm going to get XP, and I've got 40 minutes to do it. And you will see it in the game when you've achieved it. It'll tell you, okay, you've completed the contract, or if you fail it, it'll say you failed at the contract. So if you failed at it, you can go back and buy it again. If you've achieved it, you can actually unlock it again. So we don't want people doing the same contract over and over and over again. Get to the mercenary ones. So operations. So this is more on objective-based maps. So get 14 kills. What was the last one? 14 kills in one match of domination. So it's a very specific type of contract. And really, it's just giving players a different way to play the game, things that they feel that they're confident about doing.
Well, that brings up a side question on that. Are there achievements in the multiplayer, or are they just campaign only?
I don't think we've settled on the achievements.
Because the reason I bring that up is this is basically an ongoing achievement system in multiplayer.
And we still have challenges. Challenges still occur the way you had them before, that are based on each different type of weapon and getting kills with those weapons. So the challenges are still there. So here's, if I've completed the challenges or not, total kills per mat or weapon, the different types of weapons that exist. So, and I'm getting XP rewards for those as well. So those were always there, but those are very locked things, and that's why we like the sort of versatility and variableness that existed with contracts.
I know you guys announced that you could play multiplayer against the AI by yourself. Are there going to be any difficulties? Like maybe put it easier, hard, or can you change it up too, or is it just everybody's going to be like, let's say you put it really hard?
Yeah.
Are all going to be difficult, or you could change it up per bots?
Never mind. So yeah, the way that it works is that it's called combat training, and in combat training, there's different just variables you can set. So you can pick the map you want to play, the game mode you want to play.
Okay.
You pick the number of bots you're going to play against. So it's cool because let's say I'm a new player, I may want to say, okay, I want 8 friendlies versus 4 bad guys. So then I'll be playing the match, and it won't be that hard, but I can then kind of get an idea of how the guns work, figure out how the different sort of equipment works, or I can change it around and be like, I want to be me against 11 AI, and I want to make the AI like prestige level AI. So that's going to be super hard. They're going to be coming after me, they're going to be gunning for me. So really you can customize that mode to be balanced any way you want. I really like that mode for a couple different reasons. One, you can play it as a good sort of warm-up to playing competitive MP. When I joined competitive MP for the first time, those first 3 or 4 matches, I suck. I'm on the bottom rank. I'm 5 and 15. I get owned really, really bad.
Yeah.
But if I play combat training, I'm kind of getting the feel for it. Okay, I'm trying it out. I'm running. You get that vibe, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm doing good with that. Let me go over to the other one, and I do much better. You get that sort of warm-up period. The other cool thing about combat training is that it's really a co-op mode in disguise. So let's say we're all in the room right now. We could say, okay, Paris, and what's your name again?
Jonas.
Jonas, that's right. So Paris, Jonas, and I are going to be on one team, and you guys are going to be on the other team. You guys are going to have your own AI bots, and we're going to have our own AI bots. And it's basically saying it's almost like a full-featured NP match, but you can customize it in which way you want. Or it could be all of us against a big group of bots. Yeah. And you know what? It's actually a lot of fun. Mark Lamy, who's the studio head, in his office, he's got 2 TVs set up with 2 Xboxes. And when the mode first sort of came online and we were kind of playing with it, we were both on the same team. It's like, yeah, this is cool. We're fighting with, as a team competitively against bots. And I said, can I join the other team? And he's like, I don't know, can you? So we joined the other team, and it was my team of bots versus his team of bots. It was actually a lot of fun. So
it reminds me of Perfect Dark back in the days in the 1064. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
It's cool. It's a mode that I think people, once they try it, they're going to actually find it to be a lot of fun and really satisfying. Yeah. And I think for those, and there is a very sort of entry-level mode to it where you are getting hints as you're playing about how to play, how the different equipment works.
Can you unlock more bots?
There's a set number of bots, very much like you have a set number of players on the match. So that's horsepower restrictive. But I think it's a total number of 12 players on the map.
Okay, cool.
Are there a local co-op, like playing split screen somehow?
Yes, you can play split screen with on the combat training mode and on MP.
2 players? 4 players? 2. 2 players.
2 players. Okay.
That's fine. And then here, let me see. There's a way to do the split screen. Hold on. Yes. Live. Actually, we should.
I think it was on in wagers earlier.
Was it? My match. My match.
Is it campaign co-op as well?
There's no campaign co-op this year.
No campaign co-op.
No campaign co-op. You know what? I think for this build, it's turned off. One thing too, really quick, that actually this reminded me of. In the theater, let's say we're all in a clan. I could boot up a movie of our last game, and we could all watch it together, talking to each other and saying, okay, here's what so-and-so is doing, here's what so-and-so is doing. Almost like kind of like sort of those Monday morning tapes for football.
Right.
You can actually
Watching
do
film,
that, and it's actually really cool. But yes, there is split screen. I just don't think it's active in this build. We locked it out for the press demo. But yes, there's split screen co-op with the combat training, and then also with MP as well.
System Link?
No, that's System Link. Sorry, that's split screen.
Split screen, okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning to put features on the site, like for stats or for videos on your
the website?
site? On the website, yeah.
So,
or is everything going to be just in the game?
No, so very much like how we did with World at War.
I took your question, sorry. It's okay.
So at World at War we had a deep stats site, so there will be another deep stats site again for this year.
Okay.
And in terms of uploading videos, we haven't really gone into the detail of that, but yes, you'll be able to upload the videos that you make on Call of Duty.
All right, cool.
Can you go into detail on wager matches?
The wager matches are cool. Wager matches are actually one of my favorite.
Fun. You go into each mode.
So there's 4 modes. All right. So there's one in the chamber, and the way one in the chamber works is that everybody starts off. So they're all evenly matched. They are 6-player free-for-all matches, and so one of the chambers, actually the first wager match that I ever saw. Everybody has a pistol. The pistol has 1 bullet, one in the chamber. You also have your knife. If you use your bullet and miss, then you got to go to knives. For every kill that you get with your bullet, you get your bullet back. So what happens is you get into these situations where they end up being these really sort of intense potential knife fights. So what happens is that as you move up, if you have 3 lives, so if you die 3 times, you're out. So what happens? There'll be 2 guys left on the map, and you'll be sitting there watching the cam. You can switch to see whoever's going, and you're literally watching this intense match of like who's going to get who first.
Right.
It's really, really cool. Sticks and stones. So 3 weapons and 6 and stones. You got a crossbow, a ballistic knife, and a tomahawk. You also have grenades. And basically, it's the first person to get the highest number of points. Now, if you get a tomahawk thrown at you, you go all the way down to 0. And it's one of those ones where you're constantly watching the score just go from this guy's in the lead to now this guy's in the bottom. If you've seen the crossbow, it's actually probably one of the coolest weapons in the game, where it's the explosive crossbow tip. So you sit there. It takes a little long to fire because you got to aim, but once you do and you get in the guy, you get the beep, 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 and then they blow up. Really cool. The ballistic knife's another cool weapon. What that is basically a knife that fires a blade out and shoots somebody. So again, very sort of specific types of mode with the game. Gun game, another sort of fan favorite. And this one is really a rank progression to get 20 kills the fastest. But what's happening is that every certain kill, or every kill, you're getting a new weapon given to you. So you start off with a pistol, or actually a revolver. You then move to akimbo pistols. You then move to a shotgun. You then move to, I think it's a small SMG. Then you move to an LMG, and it's literally changing all the weapons each time. If you get knife stabbed by somebody, then you get demoted, and you get moved back a weapon. And it's, I think, more frustrating that you're moving up the progression, and someone knifes you in the back, and you're like, all right, I gotta go back and try to get the kill. But you're literally racing with everybody else, and it becomes another very sort of fun and compelling game mode.
Real quick, question on that. So if I kill you with the knife, do I advance to the next weapon? Okay. So there is a check and balance.
That's right. You got to get the kill with that gun. You're not going to progress up. And what happens then is if everybody's advancing a lot further than you, you end up being one of those guys that said, okay, I'm probably not going to win, but I'm just going to grief everybody and just knife them when I see them. So it becomes fun. And then the last one is sharpshooter. And the way that this works is every 45 seconds, a new gun comes into play. And it's completely random, but everybody gets the same gun. So you can start off, boom, you start off and you've got, let's say it's an Uzi. All right, 45 seconds later, now people have all the death, everybody has the death machine. And 45 seconds later, now I've got explosive crossbow. And 45 seconds later, I've got the Galil. And then it's constantly changing. And so you don't know what weapon you're going to get. And you may be really bad. You might end up with a sniper rifle. And you're like, I suck at sniper rifles. So you're literally going to then, you know, what are you going to do? So, and it's a race against to get the number of points. And what happens is for every kill that you get, you're also earning perks. So you're getting new perks as you're actually playing. So it really sort of changes. So if you're really good with the weapon, you're going to earn perks really fast. They'll advance you. So you could get marathon, you could get lightweight, you get all these different things that are going to help you as you're progressing. So it's, you know, if you're good with a certain weapon, get as many kills as you can because you're going to earn more perks as you're going. So even match game modes, there's different ways to ante up. So what's going to happen is you have your COD currency that you earn playing normal XP. You're going to come in, there's 3 levels of entering a game. There's the basic sort of level where you can play with your friends. So let's say we're all together and we want to play wager match. That's the low bid. For the second and third tier, which is higher stakes, you cannot play with your friends. Those are random matchmaking, so you're not gaming the system, so to speak. And it's a lot of fun. It's when we were making zombies 2 years ago, we were like, wow, this is something really cool. This is something very unique that everybody sort of latched onto and said, wow, it's awesome. Wager match is what this sort of year's zombies is.